really love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Is my claim to love the Prophet truly a true claim? Or is it just something I said? It was the mission of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as it was the mission of every single messenger, as it is our mission that Allah has given to us, to call the people away from shirk, away from disbelief, away from kufr to iman, to faith. وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولٍ أَن نَعْبُدُ اللَّهِ وَاجْتَنِبُ الطَّاغُوتِ. That Allah did not send to any nation a messenger except that He called the people أَن نَعْبُدُ اللَّهِ, to worship Allah, and وَاجْتَنِبُ الطَّاغُوتِ, and to reject the worship of all the false gods. And of course, everything that is worshipped besides Allah is a false god. This was the job, the mission of every single prophet. And it was the mission of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it is the mission that has been passed on to us. Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has left us. He is not with us anymore. And the responsibility to carry that mission, which is the amana, the trust that has been given to us, it has been given to you, my brothers and sisters, to us. We have that responsibility, and we are failing to fulfill that responsibility. We are fulfilling our trust. And what does it mean that we say we are following the Prophet, we are people of Sunnah, if we are not people of Dawah who are inviting mankind to La ilaha illallah? So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you know, Aisha, this is the point that I want to make. Aisha once asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what was your hardest day? Your hardest day. So brothers and sisters, I want you to think about all the things the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he went through. All the hardships, the trials, the difficulties, so many things. His people rejecting him. His people accusing him of being a soothsayer, of being a magician, of being a fabricator, of all sorts of things they slandered the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with. They boycotted the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for 2 years. Not only the Prophet, but his tribe, Bani Hashim. Banu Hashim they were boycotted for 2 years. They put them in a valley. No one was allowed to buy from them, or trade with them, or marry from them. They ate leaves from the trees to survive. They had to eat the leaves of the trees for 2 years. This is what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his tribe went through. Even the ones who were not Muslim. His wife, al-Mu'mineen, Khadija, dying. His support, his pillar of support, his uncle Abu Talib dying. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam being beaten. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was beaten by the Quraysh. He was praying in the Kaaba. They poured the entrails, the insides of a camel on his back, and they were laughing. They were rolling around on the floor laughing. And his daughter Fatima had to drag the entrails of his back, and she was only a little girl, and she was telling them off. Do you make fun of him only because he calls the people to worship Allah alone? She said, this little girl. Can you imagine as a father seeing that? Your daughter, in front of your daughter, being humiliated, being mocked and laughed at. All